Hello friends, in last lecture we saw how to find the sum of n terms of AP as well as we saw some question based on that formula. Now in this lecture we'll see some more questions based on the same formula. So here is the very first question. Find the sum of first 22 terms. Find, find the sum of first 22 terms. Find the sum of first 22 terms of an AP in which an AP in which D equal to 7 and 22nd term is 149 Okay, so two informations are given and we have to find the sum of first 22 terms. See, sum of first 22 terms, that means what we need n, which is directly given, we need a, which is not given, and we need d, which is given. It means to get the sum of first 22 terms, what we need more, that is the first term. So let us see how to find the first term. Solution here. D is 7, A22 is 149. Yes, this will help us to get the value of A. Okay, so A n is equal to, or simply I can write A22 is equal to A plus 22 minus 1 into D. Okay, or A22 is equal to 149. Now A22 is equal to A plus 22 minus 1 into D is equal to 149. Now I use the formula of A. Okay, now A we have to find, 22 minus 1 is 21, and D is given, how much it is, 7, is equal to 149. So A plus, so A is equal to 2 over here. A is equal to 149 minus 147, so A is equal to 2. Now after getting A, simply I will find the sum of first 22 terms. So now Sn is equal to what, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, this is formula to get the value of, or sum of n terms, n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now what we need, sum of first 22 terms, that means n equal to 22. Now what is A? A we obtained as 2 plus n minus 1. What is n? 22, because we have to find the sum of 22 terms, and D is 3, isn't it? Value of D is 3. We can use one more thing over here. We can use the formula n by 2 a plus l, because we have to find the sum of 22 terms and A22 is given. Okay, that means we can say it has 22 terms only, and we have to find the sum of all terms. As it has only 22 terms, but obvious 22th term will be the last term, so I can use that formula as well. So S22, here it is 11 to 4, 21 into 3. So this S22 is equal to 11 multiplied by to 3, that is, so ultimately S22 is equal to multiplied by 67. One mistake, actually D is 7, I took D is 3, so here make it 7, so here it will become 147. Okay, so this will become 151. Okay, so ultimately S22 is equal to 1661. Okay, so this is the final answer. Please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, so now next question is, find the sum of first 51 terms of an AP Okay, these sums in which you have to find these of x, just you have to concentrate that what you need extra according to the formula. So here it is given, find the sum of first 51 terms of an AP, first 51 terms of an AP, find the sum of first 51 terms of an AP whose second and third terms are second and third terms are okay, second term and third term is given, are 14 and 18 respectively, are 14 and 18 respectively. Okay, so what we need, see, we have to find the sum of first 51 terms, and formula is n by 2 a plus 2a plus n minus 1 into, that means we need three variables. What we need? N, which is given directly. Now what extra we need? First term and the common difference, that means a and d. So with the help of the second term and third term, okay, so here it is given a2 is equal to 14 and a3 is equal to 18, and what we have to find? Sum of 51 terms. So now a2 is equal to 14. Now a2 is a plus 2 minus 1 into d, isn't it? That is 14. So a plus d is equal to 14. This is, we can say, equation number 1. Now next what we have given? a3. Now a3 is, we can find d in that way also. a3 minus a2 gives you d. In that way also we can find the common difference. So that will be better, that will save your time. Okay. Now d is equal to a n plus 1 minus n. If you remember this formula, any term minus previous term. So here d is equal to a3 minus a2. So d is equal to 18 minus 14. Hence d is equal to 4. So common difference over here is 4. Now if I put the value of d over here, I will get the value of a, and after getting a and d, it is very easy to get the value of sum of first 51 terms. So now on putting d equal to 4 in first, we get what we get, a is equal to, or a plus 4 is equal to 14, therefore a is equal to 10. We got the first term, that is 10. Okay, first term is 10, second term is 14 by adding 4, third term is 18. Now what we have to find? Now S51. Now S51, that is sum of first 51 term, is 51 by 2, or better to write first the formula. Sn is equal to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, now we'll put the values. So S51 is equal to, now what is n? N is 51 by 2 into a is 10 plus n minus 1. N is 51. 51 minus 1, and D is, what is the common difference? That is 4. Just you have to keep the values in the formula. N is 51, A is 10, N is 51, D is 4. So on solving this, here it is 51 by 2, here 20 plus 51 minus 1 is 50 into 4, that is 200. Okay, so it's very easy. The only calculation part is left. So this will be 51 multiplied by 110. So therefore S51 is equal to 51 multiplied by 110. Okay, what I did, 200 plus 20, that is 220. 220 divided by 2 gives you 110. So final answer is 5610. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, so let us see the next question. Okay, now next question is, if the sum of first 7 terms of an AP is 49 and that of 17 term is 289. Question is, if the sum of first 7 terms, if the sum of first 7 terms of an AP is 49 and that of 17 terms and that of 17 terms or first 7 and that of first 17 terms is 289, find the sum of first n terms. Then find the sum of first n terms. Then find the sum of first n terms. Okay, so for the first 7 terms it is 49. For first 17 terms sum is 289. Okay, if you observe carefully, that gives an indication. See, here it is 7, here it is 49. That means square of 7. Here it is 17 and here it is 289, which is the square of 17. So in 99.99% cases, definitely sum of first n terms will be n square. Okay, but this is not MCQ, so we have to solve it. So let us solve it. Okay, so we'll start with, here Sn is equal to, or we know Sn equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into D. So for 7 terms, S7 is equal to, now S7 is equal to what? 49. Okay, therefore 7 by 2, 2a plus 7 minus 1 into D is equal to 49. See, here A and D both are not given. First of all, you have to find A as well as D, then only it is possible to get the value of sum of first n terms. So 7 by 2, now 2A plus 6D is equal to 49. Okay, I can cancel this 7 with this. So um, 1 by 2. Okay, I take this 7 on that side, and here also I am taking 2 common, so a plus 3d is equal to 49 by 7. I did 2 or 3 things simultaneously. I took 7 on that way, I took common from these two, and here I wrote 1 by 2. So this 2 and 2 cancel. So ultimately what I got, a plus 3d is equal to 7. This is my first equation. Okay, that I got with the help of this line, that is sum of 7 term is 49. Now it is also given that sum of how many terms, 17 term is 289. So now uh, for S17 is equal to 289, therefore I can write n by 2, okay, or 17 by 2 into 2a plus 17 minus 1 into d is equal to 289. Okay, so this 17 by 2, 2 into a plus, now 17 minus 1 is 16, so 16d is equal to 289. What I will do, I will take this 17 on that side, as well as I will take 2 common from these two. So when I do this, what I will get, 1 by 2 into 2 a plus 8d is equal to 289 upon 17. So ultimately what I got, a plus 8d is equal to 17. This is my equation number 2. So here I can say arithmetic progression is over, and we started actually linear equation in two variables, because there are two equations, a plus 3d equal to 7 and a plus 8d equal to 70. These are two equations in two variables. Now by solving these two equations, we'll get the value of a and d, and after that we'll find the sum of n terms. So note it down up to this point, then we'll see how to solve it further. Okay, now we'll see these two equations. Okay, on solving equation 5, again we get, on solving equations first and second, we get what we get. See, on solving, how we'll solve, if I subtract first from second. Okay, so here I have a plus 8d equal to 17, and here I have a plus 3d equal to 7. On subtracting, this will cancel out, 5d equal to 10, d equal to 2. Now when I put d equal to 2 over here or over here, what I will get, a equal to 1. Okay, so on solving equation 1 and 2, we get a equal to 2 and d equal to 1. A equal to 2 and d equal to, okay, let us check once again. 17, a plus 3d is equal to 7, 5d is equal to 10, d is equal to 2. Okay, d equal to 2 and a equal to 1. Okay, d equal to 2 and a equal to 1. So now we'll put this value in the sum of n terms. So let us see. Now Fn is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So Fn, here n is not given, we have to find it for n only. Okay, so n by 2, 2 into 1 plus n minus 1 into 2. So Fn is equal to n by 2, 2 plus 2n minus 2. Minus 2 plus 2 cancel. So Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2n. 2 and 2 cancel. So Sn is equal to n square. As I told you that it should be something like this. So Sn equal to n square. That means sum of n terms of this AP is n square. So this question might be asked in that way as well. That if the sum of first 7 term is 49, sum of first 17 term is 289, then find the sum of first 13 terms. So answer will be 169. Or find the sum of first 14 terms. So answer will be 196. Find the sum of first 31 terms. The answer will be 961. Simply as n 17, so sum will be its square, and 7 sum will be its square. So similarly, if n is 31, sum will be its square. So square of 31 is 961. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next question is okay, next question is show that a1, a2, an. Question is show that a1, a2, a3 up to an form an AP where form an AP where an is defined as below, where an is defined as an equal to 9 minus 5n, 9 minus 5n. Also find the sum of first 15 terms. Also find the sum of first 15 terms. Okay, so here you have to show that if an is 9 minus 5n, if an is 9 minus 5n, then this represents an AP. Show that a1, a2, a3, an form an AP where an is defined as. That means if I put n equal to 1, I will get a1. If I put n equal to 2, I will get a2, and so on. So I have to show that this represents an AP. Now there are more than one ways to solve this question. I will give you both the ways. Okay, so first we'll see. Okay, an is equal to 9 minus. See, we know here first of all we have to show this is an AP. We already know that how to show a given sequence is an AP. What we have to do, we have to perform the difference, a2 minus a1, then a3 minus a2, then a4 minus a3. For at least 3 to 4 terms we have to show the difference, and if the difference in each case is constant, we can say definitely the sequence represents an AP. So for that what we need a1, a2, a3, a4, a5. We must have that much term, then only we can show their difference is constant. But here terms are not given, but here it is given that an is equal to 9 minus 5, and now on putting n equal to 1 we'll get a1, on putting n equal to 2 we'll get a2. So first of all over here we'll find first 4 to 5 terms, then we check the difference, and then we conclude whether the given sequence represents an AP or not. So an equal to this. Now a1 is equal to 9 minus 5 into 1, that is 4. A2 is equal to 9 minus 5 into 2, that is 8, sorry, that is minus 1, or better to write in this way, 9 minus 5, that is 4, 9 minus 10, that is minus 1, A3 is equal to 9 minus 5 into 3, that is 9 minus 15, that is minus 6. A4 is equal to 9 minus 5 into 4. What I am doing, see, this is the nth term according to quotient. What I am doing, I am keeping n equal to 1, and when I keep n equal to 1, I have to put n equal to 1 on both sides. So over here I will get A1, and over here when I put n equal to 1, I will get its value. 9 minus 5 into 1, that is 4. 9 minus 5 into 2, here don't do in this way, 9 minus 5 2. Okay, when 5 and n are there, it means there is a multiplication sign. So this way I will get some 4 terms of the AP of the sequence. Still it is not an AP, we have to check whether it represents AP or not. So 9 minus 20, that is minus 9. Okay, now A5 will find one more, 9 minus 5 into 5, 9 minus 25, that is minus 16. Nine minus 25, that is minus 40. Minus 16, that was correct. Okay, so these are the terms. Now we'll check whether it's an AP or not. So think for a while, then I will give it further solution. Okay, so now we'll check whether the difference is same or not. Okay, so first of all let me make it correct, this should be minus 11. Okay, so now we'll check the difference of consecutive terms. So now A2 minus A1 is equal to, A2 is minus 1, A1 is A1 is 4, so that is minus 5. A3 minus A2 is equal to minus 6 minus minus 1, that is minus 6 plus 1, so again minus 5. Okay, minus 6 plus 1, that is minus 5. Then A4 minus A3, A4 minus A3, so minus 11 minus minus 6, the minus 11 plus 6, that is again minus 5. Then A5 minus A4, that is minus 16 minus minus 11, that is again minus 5. So in all the cases difference is common or difference is constant, so definitely we'll say that given we can say that an equal to n minus 5n represents an AP. Okay, so please note it down, then I will give you the further solution. Okay, after this you have to write here A2 minus A1 is equal to A3 minus A2 is equal to A4 minus A3 is equal to A5 minus A4 is equal to minus 5. Thus an equal to n minus 5n form an AP. Okay, this is the one thing. Now next what we have to find sum of first 15 terms. So now first term is, we know what was a1. A1 when I obtained a1 it was 4. So a1 or a is 4. A1 means first term or a is again first term. So a is 4, d is minus 5. Okay, and n is 15. So now Sn is equal to n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So when you keep the values of a, d and n over here, you will get the sum of n terms. So let us see that over here. Okay, so therefore Sn is equal to now 15. So 15 by 2, 2 into a, that is 4 plus 15 minus 1 into d, that is minus 5 multiplied by minus 5. Okay, so Sn is equal to 15 by 2, 2 into 4, that is 8. 15 minus 1 is 14 into minus 5. So Sn is equal to 15 by 2 into 8 minus 60. So Sn is equal to 15 by 2 into minus 52. So finally Sn is equal to 15 multiplied by minus 26. So finally I can write Sn is equal to minus 390. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see the one more way. It's quite simpler. I won't say simpler, but definitely it won't take that much time. Okay, that also helps you if you get this type of question CQ part. Suppose you are getting this type of question, that an equal to 19 minus 13n, and they are asking whether it shows an AP or not, and also find it common difference in MCQ part. So how we have to solve in that case, that we'll see, but first of all note it down. Okay, so now we'll see one more way uh, to solve this same question. Definitely Sn you have to find in that way. The that is different, that how to represent or how to show that whether the an equal to 9 minus 5 represents an AP or not, or forms an AP or not. Sn we have to find in the same way after getting a and d. So that I am not going to do it again. Only I will tell you that how to show that 9 minus 5n forms an AP or not. So if you know, there was a formula of common difference. It was an plus 1 minus an. Okay, there is a formula to common difference. We saw in our first or second lecture of this AP. So now we use this formula to check whether the given an represents an AP or not. Okay, so a value of an is given. We have to find the value of an plus 1. How to find that? Listen, if an equal to 9 minus 5n, then how to find a2? What we do to get the value of a2? We simply replace n by 2. Okay, that was the way to find the value of a2. Suppose I have to find a19. What I will do? I will replace n by 19, isn't it? I will move n and over there I put 19. Similarly, if I have to find a n plus 1, what I will do? I will replace n by n plus 1. Get whatever is in the subscript, if there is 2 in the subscript, then that gives the value of A2. If there is 7 in the subscript, that gives the value of A7. Here n plus 1 is in subscript, so I have to replace n by n plus 1 to get the value of an plus 1. Okay, so let us see what is the value of an plus 1 minus an. So d is equal to an plus 1 is 9 minus 5 into n plus 1. Okay, this is the value of an plus 1. What I did, I replaced this n by n plus 1 because I need the value of an plus 1. Just like to get the value of a17, what I do, I replace n, put 17 at that place. Now minus an, that is directly 9 minus 5n. Now if this difference is a constant, that means if this difference, this d is independent of n or does not depends on n, then definitely we'll say an represents an AP. That means the value of d, whatever we'll get, should be a constant term, should be a numeric value. It should not contain n, because we already know, we already solved this question with another method. So definitely it represents an AP, that we know. And to confirm that, how will we confirm? with the help of this formula, that d equal to an plus 1 minus an. When you solve this, you should get a constant term. You should get a term which does not contains any n. So let us see, this is minus 5n minus 5. Over here minus 9 plus 5n. So d is equal to this minus 5n plus 5n cancel, minus 9 plus 9 cancel, minus 5. So definitely here d is constant term, so we can assure that given an equal to n minus 5n forms an AP. Here you have to write here d is constant or real number, d is constant, therefore an is equal to 9 minus 5n and AP, and the common difference is minus 5, forms an AP with common difference minus 5. Okay, so this is the one more solution. Okay, here we proved, so it took very less time, as you can see, and after getting d, a definitely you have to find in the same manner. By putting n equal to 1, you will get a1, that is a. So if you have a, if you have d, definitely you can find Sn. Okay, so please note it down. Then after this I will give you that shortcut by which you will be able to identify whether an equal to whatever is an represents an AP or not, and what will be its common difference. Okay, so here question was, we have to show where whether an equal to n minus 5n is an AP. So before solving it, I was knowing that definitely it is an AP. Also I was knowing what its common difference will be. So if you see this expression, this is expression in a, this is the linear expression. I won't say linear polynomial, however it's a linear polynomial in n, but I will say it's a linear expression. Power of n is 1, so it's a linear expression. So whenever the an or the nth term of an AP is a linear expression in n, it always represents an AP. Okay, if the nth term of any sequence, I won't say AP, it will be AP, but that we have to identify. Na? So if the nth term of any sequence is a linear expression in n, then definitely that sequence will be an AP. And what about common difference? Common difference will be the coefficient of n. See here, coefficient of n is -5. Common difference is -5. Suppose if I write n equal to 2 minus or 2 plus 17n, then common difference will be plus 17. Simply the coefficient of n in that linear expression will be the common difference of AP. So I will give you a note for this. Okay, do write that note just below this question so that you can use it for MCQ purpose. Okay, if the nth term if the nth term of any sequence if the nth term of any sequence is an linear expression in, then it always represents and then it always represents an AP. And common difference of that AP is coefficient of n. You can take one example. An is equal to 7n minus 5 represents an AP. Why? Because it's a linear expression in n. Okay, represents an AP whose common difference is whose common difference is 7, because coefficient of n is 7. Okay, so whenever you find that nth term of any sequence is a linear expression, remember that thing, it should be linear expression in n, then definitely that sequence represents an AP, and common difference of that AP will be the coefficient of n. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next question. Next question is, if the sum of first n terms of an AP, if the sum of first n terms of a sequence is 4n minus 4n square is 4n minus n square, what is the first term? What is the first term? Okay, what is the first term? Further it is given what is the sum of first two terms? What is the sum of, what is the sum of first two terms? What is the first sum of first two terms? What is the second term? What is the second term? A2. Okay. Similarly, find third and the 10th and the nth term. Also find term and the nth term. Okay. So okay, here it is given sum of first n terms of a sequence. Okay, sequence is 4n minus n square, that is the sequence, and what we have to find, we have to find the its first term and sum of first term, sum of first two terms, then um, second term, third term, and the term. See, first of all, it is not given, it is sequence. So if I have to find first term, it is easy. Simply, if I put n equal to 1, I will get the first term. Here it is given sum of n terms. Okay, so here we have Sn equal to 4n minus n square. Okay, in other words, if I tell you that show that this 4n minus n square represents an AP, then how will show it? Sn equal to this, so I will find S1, that is 4 into 1 minus 1 square. Okay, so 4 minus 1 3. Now see, when I say Sn means sum of n terms. When I say S3, that means sum of first 3 terms. When I say S7 means sum of first 7 terms. Similarly, when I say S1, it means sum of one term. Now, what is the meaning of sum of one term? That means first term itself. Isn't it? Sum of one term, that means we are talking about the first term. So here S1 is 3, therefore I can say A1 is equal to 3. Okay, so this way I got the first term, that is A1. Okay, what is the first term? Now what is the sum of first two terms? Okay, now S2 is equal to 4 into 2 minus 2 square. Now S2 means sum of two terms, isn't it? That is 8 minus 4, so 4. This is the sum of two terms. Now sum of two terms means what? First term plus second term, isn't it? Sum of two terms means first term plus second term. So here I can write A1 plus A2 is equal to 4. So A1 is 3, so this gives me second term 4, that is A2 is equal to 1. Second term. Okay, I got the first term, I got the second term. Now further they are asking A3. Now, how to find A3? Now I can say to get A3 what I need, see, can I say A3 is equal to A1 plus A3 minus A1 plus A2? That means sum of first three terms minus sum of first two terms gives me the third term. Okay, so this is the one way that by which I find the third term. But suppose here it is A3. For example, if I say let we have to find A19, then what I have to do, sum of first 19 terms minus sum of first 18 terms, then I will get the A19. Now suppose I have to prove or I have to show whether this represents an AP or not. So here I have A1, I have A2, now I need A3. So let us find A3. So now S3 is equal to, okay, S3 is equal to 4 into 3 minus 3 square. Okay, now S3 is equal to 4 into 3 minus 3 square. So S3 is equal to 12 minus 9, that is 3. So this is the sum of first three terms. If I subtract this from this, I will get the term. Okay, so now further here I can write that is a1 plus a2 plus a3 is equal to 3. Now a1 plus a2 I have already, that is 4. So I can write 4 plus a3 is equal to 3. This gives me a3 equal to minus 1. Okay, what I did at the place of S3, what I put a1 plus a2 plus S3 means sum of first three terms. That means a1 plus a2 plus a3. I have already the value of a1 plus a2, that is 4, and by keeping that value over here I will get the value of a3. So here I got a3 as well. Now if I have to check this is or not, what I have to do, I have to check a2 minus a1. a2 minus a1 is what? See, a2 is 1 minus a1, that is this, so minus 2. Then a3 minus a2, a3 is minus 1 and a2 is 1, that is again minus 2. So definitely this also represents an AP. Okay, as it represents an AP, now I have a, so here I will here a2 minus a1 is equal to a3 minus a2, thus 4n minus n square forms an AP, Now see why I need to show this, because I have to find an, and suppose it is not an AP, then it is not possible to find the an. As I told you in the first lecture, difference between sequence and the progression, that sequence may or may not have the formula to nth term, but definitely progression has. So here we proved this is a progression, that is arithmetic progression. Now definitely we can apply the formula of an. What is that? A plus n minus 1 into d. I have a this, I have d this, so I can apply that formula. So please note it down, then I will find an. Okay, and here actually it was a3 that we obtained already. Okay, so just to get the value of an, it was necessary to show this is an AP, and to show this is an AP I definitely need first 3 to 4 terms. So here I got a1, then got a2, then a3. Now it's better to get a4 as well, but this is also sufficient. So note it down, then I will finally find the value of an. Okay, so now an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So what was a? A was 3. Okay, and what was d? See, a1 is 3 and a1 plus a2 was actually a2 equal to 1, a2 equal to 1, so d was minus 2, so an is equal to 3 minus 2n plus 2, so an is equal to 3 plus 5 minus 2n. Okay, so as we know in the previous sum we saw that an is a linear expression. If an is a linear expression, it represents an AP, that we already proved. So here we can cross check, yes, it's a linear expression. We also saw the common difference is the coefficient of n, and here the coefficient of n is minus 2, and we know that d is minus 2. So please note it down, then I will give you one more way to solve the same question. Okay, so see, like we have a formula d is equal to an plus 1 minus an. Similarly we have a formula an is equal to sn plus 1 minus sn. Okay, sn plus 1 minus sn, or I can say sn minus sn minus 1. Both are the correct formulas to get the value of n. As I told you, just to get value of a3, I can say a1 plus a2 plus a3 minus a1 plus a2. Okay, so to get the value of an, this is sn minus sn minus 1, sum of 3 terms minus sum of 2 terms, so I will get the third term. Now similarly, as we got the value of an plus 1, see, to get the value of s, what we'll do, we put n equal to 2. To get the value of s3, what we'll do, see, this is actually sn, see, this is actually sn. So to get the value of s3, what we'll do, we'll put n equal to 3. Similarly, to get the value of sn minus 1, we'll take n equal to n minus 1. So an is equal to, now sn is 4n minus n square minus 4n minus 1. What I am doing, I am replacing n by n minus 1 minus n minus 1 whole square. So an is equal to 4n minus n square minus 4n minus 4 minus here n square plus 1 minus 2n, a square plus b square minus 2ab. So an, see, if this represent, however we already know this represents in AP, but suppose we have no idea, then definitely how we'll get the idea, an must be linear expression. So while by solving this, we must get this expression as the linear expression. So minus 4n minus 4 minus n square 2n. So an is equal to 4n minus n square. Now over here, if I open the bracket, is better to solve this first. So here I have minus n square, then 4n plus 2n, that is plus 6n, then minus 5. So an is equal to 4n minus n square plus n square minus 6n plus 5. Okay, so ultimately here I will get the value of an. This minus n square plus n square cancel. 4n minus 6n minus 2n and 5. 5 minus 2n. Now after that, how to solve that we know. If we have an, then how to get the value of d? D is an plus 1 minus an. This gives you the value of d, which will be definitely minus 2. So this is the another way to get the value of, or to get the information that whether the given sequence is an AP or not. So please note it down, then I will give you a shortcut in which you will be able to identify whether the given expression, as we saw in the previous question, linear expression in an represents an AP. Similarly, over here we have a short trick. Also we have a short trick to get the value of d. Over here, see, after getting a1 then a2, we got the value of d, or after converting this sn in the form of an, we will get to know what is the d, but I can find d from here only. Okay, so first of all note it down, then I will give you that short trick. Okay, here you can see this Sn is a quadratic expression without constant, quadratic binomial containing no constant, so that always represents an AP. So directly you can take the note, if the sum of n terms, if the sum n terms of a sequence, if the sum of n terms of a sequence is a quadratic, if sum of n terms of sequence is a quadratic expression, if if the sum of n terms of a sequence is a quadratic expression in n, then it always represents an AP, and common difference of is and common difference of this AP is twice the coefficient of n square. Okay, here coefficient of n square is -1, its double -2, and that is the common difference of this sequence. Okay, example, if example Fn is equal to 7 minus 3n square, 7n minus 3n square always represents an AP, and its common difference is what? Twice of coefficient of n square. Coefficient of n square is 3, its double will be, okay, I'm making change over here, I'm taking it plus because over there it was already minus. So here common coefficient is 3, so its double is 6. Okay, so always represent AP and its common difference is 6. Please note it down. Okay, so that is all about today's lecture. Now in next lecture we'll see some more questions. Till then, bye, thank you, take care, stay at home.